So yesterday I hosted a couple of point battle tournaments, and in those tournaments I highly encouraged my viewers to try out some of the newer cards to see if anything was actually good. Well, I was expecting in the top cut to see a bunch of Mayakashis, maybe some Shadows, maybe some Constellas. One thing I wasn't expecting from top cut though, was second place Suship. Now I hosted 2 point battles, so I saw this result and I was like, that's cool and all, but it's probably a bit of a fluke. I really doubt this deck list is actually any good. And then I did a 2nd point battle. First place Suship. So after seeing these results, obviously I had to go ahead and test out this art type for myself, as I really couldn't believe that Konami would release an art type that is so free to play and was actually decent. This art type literally doesn't contain a single ultra rare currently in the game. It's a full free to play archetype. So I went ahead and built a deck list, and the very first deck list I built took me to King of Games. So here's today's deck list. Now just a reminder before I get into the deck list, if you guys are enjoying today's video and want to see more content just like this in the future, especially if you're a returning viewer, so apparently about 35% of you are watching this or even subscribed to the channel, means 65% of you haven't even subscribed yet. So if you guys are enjoying this kind of content and want to see more deck lists from me in the future or more videos from me in the future, remember to leave a like on this video and consider subscribing to the channel down below. Also, I have a bunch more content still planned on the latest box, things like your Machinas, your Cosmos, or maybe even something trying out Condemned Witch. So if you're interested in seeing any of those videos, remember to leave a like, remember to subscribe, and let's jump into this deck list. Alright, so the first thing you might notice about this deck list is it looks extremely free to play. And that's because it is extremely free to play. Every single card in this deck list, or every single Suship card, is all available from one singular box, and it contains 0 ultra rares. The only card you actually have to reset for in here is a second copy of your Gunkan Suship Uni. Everything else, no reset required, you just get it all from one singular rotation, so that makes this deck extremely easily obtainable. On top of that, the only SRs and ultra rares I run outside of that was Cosmic Cyclone, which can be obtained via box chips, and I think just about every single player in the game owns this card by now. We have your Forbidden Chalice, again another card available via box chips, and also just not required for the deck at all, it's just the card I chose to run. And I'm also playing Painful Decision, a card that's yet again available via box chips, and I'm pretty sure it's also in one of the structure decks as well, so this card is extremely easily obtainable. This deck is probably the most obtainable deck list currently in the game. Even when looking at the extra deck, this deck still feels extremely cheap, as the only cards in here that I'd say are mandatory are going to be these 5. These 3 over here are just in here for specific matchups. The Utopia stuff feels pretty good when your opponent has a big untargetable boss monster on the field, which comes up occasionally but doesn't really come up that often enough where you really need to run these cards. Abyss Weather just feels pretty good in the current meta, but again, you don't really need it, especially considering I'm playing Sealed Tombs. So the only cards you need to run are these cards, then whatever rank 4s you kind of want, which means the only card that's actually hard to require in the extra deck is a single copy of Vimana, which is arguably pretty hard to obtain, but I do highly recommend running it if you can, as this card feels really goddamn good and gives this deck a turn 1 negate, which it desperately needs considering it doesn't really have that much of a turn 1 going for it. This card definitely makes the deck feel a hell of a lot better, so if you can obtain this SR card, you should probably try digging for it. So this deck list has 4 main deck Suship monsters, starting off with your Suship Uni. This card can reveal one other Gunkan card in your hand to special summon itself to the field. Then if you revealed a Gunkan Suship Shari, you can special summon that Suship as well, or if you revealed anything else, you place that card in the bottom of the deck list. You can target one Gunkan monster you control, change its level to 4 or 5, then add one Gunkan Suship Shari from your deck to your hand. So it's a good searcher, it's a special summon, and of course you can adjust the levels to go into your level 5s when you need them. Alright, then we have your Gunkan Suship Shari Red. This card's name becomes Gunkan Suship Shari when it's in the hand, deck, graveyard, or on the field. You can only use the following effects once per turn. Reveal one other Gunkan Suship Shari in your hand, special summon this card, then you can apply this effect. Summon a Gunkan monster from your deck, except itself, but negates effects, then special summon from your extra deck when it exceeds monster that mentions the special summon's name using that monster and this monster as material. So you summon this card in combination with either the level 5 or the level 4, and in doing so you can summon out the rank 4 or the rank 5. So brilliant card, and also just allows you to summon out more stuff via special summons without having to worry about your normal summon too much. This deck list can play very easily through back row. Then we have your Suship Ikura. If you control Gunkan Suship Shari, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon once per turn this way. During your main phase, you can excavate the top 3 cards of your deck, and if you do, you can either add to your hand or special summon one excavated Gunkan Suship Shari, or shuffle the rest into the deck. You can only use the effect of once per turn. So this card is fantastic, especially in a 20 card game, because in Master Duel, this effect is a bit harder to get off without your field spell, but in this game, we've got 20 card deck. This is going to hit most of the time. You summon this thing, we've got 6 copies of Shari, because remember this card treats itself as Shari, so we've got 6 copies of it in your deck list. This thing will probably hit it quite a lot of the time. And the final monster in the deck list is just a normal monster, which I've already read this out on stream one time, I'm not going to read it out again. It's just a normal monster that you need for the deck list to function. Moving on to the extra deck, we have 2 Suship monsters. First of all, your Uni-Class Super-Dreadnought. 2 level 5 monsters. If this card exceeds summoned, you can apply these effects in sequence based on the materials used. Gunkan Suship Shari, draw 1 card. Gunkan Suship Uni, this card gains the ability to attack directly, and keep in mind, this thing has 2900 attack, and this effect specifically combos really well with the rank 4, which we'll talk about in just a second. Alright, once per turn during your main phase or your opponent's battle phase, quick effect, you can target face-up cards your opponent controls, up to the number of Gunkan monsters you control, special summon from the extra deck, negate their effects. So it's a really good idea to try to get this card out as quickly as possible, because once it's on the field, whatever your opponent has face-up, it's going to be a lot more irrelevant as they just can't use it without just being flat out negated. So, a very important card that combos really well with the other card, Ikura-Class Dreadnought. 2 level 4 monsters. If this card exceeds summoned, you can apply the effects based on the materials used. Gunkan Suship Shari, draw 1 card. Gunkan Suship Ikura. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Once per turn, when your Gunkan monster special summon from the extra deck inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it. This card can attack directly. So if you have both these on the field, which happens in most duels, this thing can hit your opponent in the face for 2900, triggering this thing's effect to pop a card on the field, then this thing can attack twice for basically guaranteed lethal damage. Absolutely insane combo together, and you're going to be summoning them together most games. Especially considering the amount of special summoning this deck list does, it makes it so this deck list can play really easily going second, as you can just spam out monsters through your opponent's disruption, and then just lethal your opponent with some giant beaters that can attack multiple times, hit your opponent directly. It's just a really good deck going second. And the last thing I want to mention with this deck list is the inclusion of Painful Decision. This card, in my opinion, is pretty mandatory for this deck list as it feels really goddamn good. It's just going to be a searcher for a copy of your Gunkan Suship Shari Red, or a copy of your Gunkan Suship Shari, as this card can send 1 level 4 lower normal monster from your deck to the graveyard. If you do, add 1 card with the same name as that card from your deck to your hand. This card has the same name because of its effect as the normal monster, so you can search for either of these depending on which one you feel like or which one you need based on the cards in your hand. I feel like you do really need this, as most of your cards, even the extra deck monsters, really do require you to have a Gunkan Suship Shari on the field or a way to try to get it on the field, so I feel you really should be playing multiple copies of this. But 2 is definitely enough. I don't think you really need 3, as this deck list is definitely consistent enough without the 3rd copy. Alright guys, that's going to do it for the deck list portion. Let's jump into some gameplay showcasing what this free-to-play deck list can do. So today I've got 6 replays to share with you guys, one of which is a bit of a random one, and the other 5 are going to be the 5 games that you needed for the 5-game win streak to hit King of Games. So I thought it'd be more fun if I showed off the 5-game win streak for COG, even if the replays weren't necessarily as good as some of the other ones I normally do, but let's jump into it anyway. Alright. Yes, this deck list, I'm still not sure just how good it is, as testing out on ladder is never really that good of a sign for a deck list, because lots of deck lists can feel pretty good on the ladder, then you take them into a tournament and you get absolutely shit on, so I'm not particularly sure. Also, I think I haven't tested out this deck list as much as I probably should have, so I do think it's a good deck, especially considering how free it is. It's just obtainable just super goddamn easily. But yeah, I'm not sure how good the deck list is. It's definitely good enough for King of Games as shown, but whether or not it's good enough for a tournament, I don't know. It's good enough for my point battle tournaments, but for like a mainline tournament, one of the bigger ones, I don't know about that one. Might be alright in a KC Cup, just considering it's a quick deck, so maybe you can do okay in a KC Cup. Either way, considering how cheap it is, you shouldn't complain either way, as just, you can obtain it just by going through any of the new decks. If you went for any of the new decks, chances are you have all the Suship cards now, so you can build this whenever you feel like. Alright, so my opponent's got a fairly formidable end field, got a nice little bounce here, got another double bounce technically, so start off with a Cosmic Cyclone on the back row. Alright, summoning my 2 monsters, he's going to bounce my Suship to my hand, which is completely fine, as we can just play through that. He's actually double bounced both my monsters, but then he for some reason summoned his hand trap to the field. I'm not sure why you'd do that, but anyway. Alright, revealing the Suship to special summon itself, summoning a copy of the Ikura from the deck list. This allows me to go into the level 4. Level 4, drawing a card. Haven't used my normal summon yet, so I normal summon. I've used Cosmic Cyclone, making my life points 1,000 lower than my opponent, so I can use Sealed Tombs. If you're wondering why I'm playing Sealed Tombs, by the way, it's mostly for the Tenyi players and for the Mayakashi players going around. Even for Constellar, it's pretty good too. So Sealed Tombs, you're probably going to be seeing it quite a bit more on the ladder nowadays. Alright, so starting off by swinging into this guy, this does a bit of battle damage to my opponent, triggering the Xyz monster, so I can pop one of his monsters, and then I can take out the rest of his field. Alright, Suship Uni, revealing, special summoning, making a copy of the rank 5. This is so I can hit my opponent in the face. Don't have to find out what that face down is, because I'm just going to hit my opponent in the face directly. Even going to a second copy of Dreadnought. Getting another draw, normal summoning, hitting my opponent in the face, and that's just enough for lethal already. Alright, on to our second replay. And we actually started off coming off a loss streak from this. So we nearly got demoted before going for the COG run. Which is technically not that good of a showing for a deck list, like it might have got demoted potentially if the game went poorly. Yeah, the fact that Reach King a game should be enough of a showing there's a decent deck list, especially for free to play. Alright, and the 2 tournaments that it topped yesterday just randomly. Alright, so this is the start of the 5 game win streak for COG. So activating my painful decision to searching for the Shari. Special summoning. He has an effect failure, which is a little bit annoying. But we can still play through that. Normal summoning. Activating the top 3 cards of my deck list. Hitting a Shari. Going for the Xyz monster. Alright, revealing to special summon once again. Summoning another card from the deck list. These 2 cards going into the Dreadnought. Drawing another card, and we haven't even used our normal summon yet. Our opponent activates the Compulse, and even through a Compulse and an effect failure, we still set up enough monsters on field to just lethal my opponent. Yeah, this deck list plays through back row very easily. It's definitely its main upside of the deck, is just how well it can just speed through disruption. Its definite weak point is its turn 1. Its turn 1 can feel pretty bad, but going second, it's a fantastic deck list. Alright. So going first this time, Shari going to be summoning itself, revealing the Uni. So we can go into the rank 5. Hitting a copy of Uni, which is perfect, as it allows us to summon the 2 monsters, and the 2 cards on field can now be used to go into a copy of a Vimana. Alright, setting 2 and passing. Cosmic Cyclone the center card, hitting a Blister Squad. Shari summoning. Summoning again. These 2 cards now become a copy of your Dreadnought. And it's already enough for lethal on field. Sealed Tombs. He's going to Dynamiscus one of our cards, so we don't particularly care. He's just dead on field. Hitting him in the face, and he popped the other back row. He had an Ice Dragon's Prison, apparently. Just decided not to use it, I guess. Either way. Oh, he wasn't even able to use it because of Sealed Tombs. Sealed Tombs actually stopped Ice Dragon's Prison. Another good use of Sealed Tombs, actually. So we stopped Sealed Tombs because it's one of the back row, and there was another back row there we got rid of too. Oh, he used Dynamiscus on us. So, played through technically 3 lots of back row there, which was pretty goddamn good. Alright, moving on to Zeus, or Zeus, how you pronounce this card's name? This dude's name? Zeus God? Something like that. Alright, Chaz Bryson. I think this was the Tengi player, if I remember correctly. Alright. Oh, pretty weak opening hand. Hoping for a top deck here. But to be fair, I think 11 out of the 16 cards here are fantastic top decks. Actually. Because any of the other Suships are fantastic. Or even Painful Decision is fantastic too, so it'll let me search for the Suship we need. So our opponent's doing all the standard Tenyi stuff, just setting up all the bullshit, tossing all these dudes in the graveyard. But we've got the Cosmic Cyclone. So he's going to go for his Shaman the Tenyi, obviously discarding, summoning out the Link 3. And then gain some life points as well, before setting 1 back row. So first thing we do, Cosmic Cyclone that back row. Activate Sealed... Oh, I'm going to use this first. He's summoning out my 2 dudes. This becomes my Dreadnought. You'll notice he has a 1000 attack monster on the field, so hitting into this will allow my monster to destroy a card on the field. Drawing a card. Sealed Tombs to deal with all of this graveyard is just now not usable whatsoever. Hitting his monster, popping his card on the field, hitting him in the face, hit him in the face again. And we have a Chalice just in case, but he's under Sealed Tombs, he ain't doing shit. Alright, on to our next one. Alright. Odeon himself. And this guy was definitely playing the, Poltergeist. Alright. So he's gonna go first, setting up a Link Karibo, while searching for his multi-faker and setting 2 back row. We drew Cosmic again, which feels pretty good, getting rid of that. Sealed Tombs being used. Don't know if I should have used Sealed Tombs here or not. I was kind of worried this trap card might be the Altergeist Revive trap card, so it kind of makes sense. I'm looking at the top 3, hoping to hit a monster. Unfortunately, we didn't hit the monster we were looking for. Didn't hit any monster at all, actually. Alright, summoning out the Dreadnought. Top deck into an Uni. Fantastic, these 2 cards are going to special summon himself. He's going to use his personal spoofing to shuffle a card from hand back into the deck, searching for his Kunkery, which is actually a little bit annoying. We can negate this multi-faker, so it's fine. But yeah, this Kunkery is going to be really annoying. Alright, 2 level 5s, of course, going to Vimana, which now can negate this annoying thing in the hand. Alright, so just negate that thing, hit his monster, hit him in the face, and that'll also remove the personal spoofing from the field. Unfortunately, he hits a monster, which is pretty awkward actually, because we no longer have a negate, so... Yeah, and then we didn't hit a monster either, so we have no way to beat over this Kunkery, so I'm just going to swing in. Thankfully, this theme's negate. When he negates this theme, it doesn't actually stop the fact that it can still attack twice, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, so he bounces my back row instead of my monster, which was a bit interesting. Yeah, see, this card's technically negated, but it can still attack twice for whatever reason. I don't know if this card only negates activated effects, or this is like some of those continuous bullshit things, or whatever else, but either way, this thing can swing twice. Alright, now we have the Cosmic Cyclone for the back row. It is going to be a personal spoofing, doesn't matter to us. We even have the Shari in hand ready to go, so whatever he summons, doesn't matter, he is hella dead. Shari, special summoning, and yeah, he knows it, so he's just out of there. Alright, final replay against Mr. Baba Yaga. Alright. Mr. Supreme King Jaden, both on our rank ups. I'm not sure this guy was on his COG rank up or not, I didn't see. This is a close-ass game, actually. So, luckily we did open up the negate. Unfortunately, our opponent has a Veiler, and I special summoned this thing in attack position because that was dumb. Set 2 and pass. Opponent MSTs, I 100% should have used this Forbidden Chalice to buff this monster. That was really dumb of me, and actually nearly cost me the game. Summons Keys of Gilgan, negate that, and now it actually has tied attack with this one, so it can beat over or trade into it. If I boosted my own monster attack, that couldn't have happened, so that was dumb of me. Alright, going for a Dreadnought. Dreadnought searching for a negate, hitting him in the face, popping his back row. Thankfully, I had no extender for the Live Twin. Unfortunately, because I put this thing in the extra monster zone, he could summon a stupid Gizmek from his hand to tribute it. At least this made for a better replay, I guess, rather than him just breaking and we just lethal him next turn, but still, what the hell? I didn't know if he even played this card outside of, I think Salad was playing it at one point. Alright, Ikura, thank god, insane top deck actually, because it allows me to look at the top 3, and hopefully, pray to god, we hit a copy of a Shari, or hit a copy of any of the, the Sharis. Spell summon it to the field, that becomes a Utopia. That becomes the lightning, so we can beat over this thing for enough damage, and he is donezo. Alright guys, that's going to do it for today's replays. Hope you guys enjoyed them. If you did, remember to leave a like, subscribe, with that kind of stuff. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Laters.
Hey, big brother, can I watch SpongeBob?
Shut up, Mokuba. I'm busy flagging YouTube videos to compensate for the fact that I have an extremely small penis.
Oh.